So welcome everybody to another session of Greek Orthodoxy, Fact or Fiction. And today I'm being interviewed by Christian. But before we start, Christian, I wanted to ask, I know that you just came back from Kenya.
Well, Father, I was over there for 4 months doing a study abroad program. We were mainly based out of Nairobi, but I saw a good amount of religion in general over there. There's especially Christians and Muslims over there, and everybody's really religious. And one of the first questions somebody asks you all the time is, what's your religion? You know, and so like, oh, and a lot of kids are like, oh, I don't know. But I was able to say I'm Greek Orthodox, and that brought up a good conversation a lot of the times. And I actually was able to go to a Greek Orthodox church, saw a service that was done in English, Greek, and Swahili, which was really beautiful, and overall just had a wonderful time.
I understand, Christian, that you've got a couple of questions.
Yeah. So the first question I had in mind was something that's kind of an in-home superstition versus dogma of the Orthodox Church. What are your thoughts on, a lot of our parishioners will bring home bread and they'll say it's holy bread, I can't throw it out, so I have to, and sometimes they'll go to, well, if I kiss it I can throw it out, or maybe if I am feeding the birds or the animals then it's okay. What are your thoughts on how to dispose, if you're not going to eat it, of holy on either own?
So almost a continuation of one of the earlier videos that we had where we actually talked about how to dispose of these sacramental items. So we've got kind of a different one today that we're talking about, and I assume that you're talking about the prosphoro bread, or what we would call the arto bread, that is received after the receipt of Holy Communion. So if we're talking about that, you're absolutely right. At a certain point in the liturgy, that bread will be given to me by the altar servers, and then I will bless that bread over the altar. So it is blessed bread. Now, it's not Holy Communion, but it is blessed bread. And you're right, sometimes a lot of people are confused about what to do with that. So normally speaking, when you receive that, you should try to consume it all. Now, if you're not able to consume it or something has happened to it, for sure, like all the other sacramental items, do not put them down in the trash. Don't put them down the garbage disposal. They can't end up in the sewer, but they can go on the ground, absolutely. So that's what we'll do with some of the breadcrumbs that we have, is we'll throw them out onto the lawn, and then the animals can then feed off of them from there. But try to put it in a place where people are not going to trod or step up on it, so like somewhere in your backyard. So if you'd like to kiss the bread before you throw it on the ground, that's fine too. But again, the idea is, like all other sacramental items, treat them with the respect that they deserve and let everything return naturally from where it came, which is the earth.
A lot of times people see bread universally as a holy thing because of its properties, how it's made. A lot of cultures see it that way. Even just a loaf of bread you buy at Wegmans. So what do you say to someone who just wants to throw away a regular old loaf of bread that has not been blessed in our church, kind of thing? Is there a specific way that should be done, or is that kind of up to you?
Culturally, you're absolutely right. Bread is very important, whether it be a Jewish culture or Greek culture or Italian culture. In fact, I can remember my mom's a lot of times saying, "To psomi ne ayo," meaning that the bread is holy. Now, the idea is that if we have that bread and we know that we're not going to use it, we always first want to think of those who are less fortunate. So if we have some bread, there's always a soup kitchen or a meal program that could use that bread. So I would start with that first, and then if you're not able to do that, or the bread has become moldy, then you're right. I wouldn't throw the bread in the trash. I would maintain this idea that, again, bread does have that sacramental nature, that holy nature to it, and I would just try to dispose of it as you would any other sacramental item. But if it hasn't turned moldy yet, then maybe make your first choice, maybe a meal program or something like that where they could use that bread.